Now for my original low beam conversion on the Chrysler Pacifica, I went with very affordable, middle of the road LED headlight bulbs. And they were a big improvement over the stock halogen. But what happens if we go to a better LED bulb? Are they even brighter? So this company, AUROPOLA, reached out to me and was kind enough to send me their headlight bulbs. So we're gonna swap out those low beams, we're gonna do the high beams and see if these make a difference over that. So the marketing on these is a little bit tricky. Lumens is what we're looking at for brightness. If you look at Amazon, they're all over the place. But just in general, a giveaway, a lower brightness bulb is not going to have a cooling fan. They're gonna have just a heat sink on the back. These have a cooling fan on them. So in general, that means they should be brighter. They're using more energy. They need more cooling. Interesting, another way to judge brightness of bulbs we're all used to from conventional light bulbs within our homes is wattage rating. The very interesting part, the Mars Auto LED bulbs I already have for low beams in the van are 40 watts advertised. These bulbs are also 40 watt advertised, but these have a cooling fan where the Mars Auto bulbs do not. So it'll be very interesting to see if there actually is a difference. What we're gonna do to test our AUROPOLA bulbs is to put them on the driver's side here in our Chrysler Pacifica. I've got a detailed video on how to do a bulb change, specifically halogen to LED. I'll put the link in the description below. So I'm just gonna swap these out quick on the drive side. We'll leave the Mars Auto LED and the halogen in the passenger side, and that'll give us a good comparison as we drive down the road to see what's brighter, what looks better, what lights up the road better. So one thing that does matter on LED bulbs is the orientation you put this in the bulb and lock it in place because we've got two discrete spots where the light emits from the LED chip on there. These 9005 bulbs, because of the way we've got two large and one small kind of locking tabs, you can only put it in one orientation, so we don't even have to think about that in our Pacifica and the 9005 bulb, so that's not a concern here. So what we have in our AUROPOLA kit here is pretty cool. It's a set of 4 bulbs for your low beams and your high beams. And they've got both styles of bulb if your vehicle uses different styles of bulb in the low beams and the high beams. The nice thing about our Chrysler Pacifica here is it uses the same 9005 bulb in the low beam and the high beam. So the same style of bulb fits for both. We've got a couple different options here on their store. You can go on their Amazon store, find out a different mix, whatever works for your vehicle. We've got one here with 9005 plus 9006 bulbs. We've got another one with H11 and 9005 bulbs. So what you get is 2 H11 bulbs and 2 9005 bulbs. That's what that means on this package. So you get a mix of those, and of course you can just buy 2 if you want. So what we have here is 2 H11, H9, or H8. When there's a slash, that means the bulb will fit all 3 models. We can see on the back there's a slash between those. The plus sign in these other means you've got 2 of the 9005 and 2 of the 9006. So if we unbox our 9005 plus 9006 4-pack here, we've got anti-static gloves. You should wear these during install. Helps your hands from getting skinned up, plus protects the bulbs from any static discharge. We've got instruction installation manual, and then we've got our bulbs. So 2 of these are going to be 9005 and 2 are going to be 9006. It's a little bit difficult to tell them apart. So they've got these nice tags on them. Here's our 9005 bulb, and here's our 9006. The only difference with them is the diameter of our seal here is bigger on the 9006, so they're quite difficult to tell apart, like I said. So this tag is handy. Also reminds us to check the plus minus pole on our connection. Because this is universal, it has a locking tab on both sides of this pigtail, which most bulbs or your halogen replacement bulbs won't have, so you can't hook it up wrong. But anyway, just know that on this, if it doesn't work when you first plug it in, do a test. Just switch the plug here and then it should be working. Our lights are now working. You can see the biggest difference between the halogen high beam and the LED high beam on this side. Pretty cool. So here we've got the daytime running lights on, and you can see it's not terrible, but this high beam bulb is used as a daytime running light, and there's a bit of a flicker to it. It's a pulsing, which our halogen light will not have. To turn those daytime running lights off, all we have to do is come inside to the apps, settings, and lights, and turn off the daytime running lights. They're off, no more flickering lights. Problem solved. We can keep living with our LED high beams with no flickering daytime running lights. Here we are doing a night test. On the left side, we've got the new bulbs. On the right side, we've got the old bulbs. The left side is just a bit brighter and better. You can tell. I'm not sure it's coming through on the video, but in person here, there is a bit of an improvement. And nobody has flashed me yet. I know that's another concern, is if your bulbs are too bright, it ticks people off, but so far that's not been an issue. We'll go to high beam here, and the nice white light of the LED on the left definitely looks better than the yellowish kind of light from the halogen, lighting up the road a bit better. The test run with the driver's side bulbs went really well, so I'm going to switch over the passenger side to all four of these, and we'll see what that looks like going down the road. The good news is the high beam on the passenger side is really easy. We don't have to move anything out of the way. We can just get to it. The low beam is a little bit different story. Again, I've got a separate video detailing that very close, so you got to remove some stuff. A link to that video is in the description, so you get all the details on how to replace those low beam bulbs. I've got all four bulbs switched over on our Pacifica, and now all four of these bulbs have cooling fans on the back, and you can just hear the slightest whir or hum from that cooling fan on the back of these bulbs. Most people would never even notice. Okay, we've got both sides switched over now, and the one thing that I noticed on the driver's side is it threw the light out a bit further, and I'm noticing that on the for both, and you can see right in front of the vehicle creates a little bit of a shadow compared to those other bulbs I was using. But I do like this. It projects the light out further and lights up more of the road ahead of you. That's much preferable over right in front of the vehicle, and we could always turn the fog lights on to fill that gap anyway. So let's kick on the highs. Definitely nice and bright, a nice white light that lights things up very well. You can see those reflective signs way out in the distance are getting light, the street signs, the address signs, so big improvement. In these Chrysler Pacificas, you need the brightest headlight bulb you can get, especially for the low beams, which are here. They use this projector style lens, which looks kind of like a fisheye. They distribute the light very well, but it takes a very bright bulb to get it projected out onto the road in front of you. And the stock halogens in these do not cut it. Check out these AUROPOLA headlight bulbs, link in the description to their store. They are a solid bulb. Compared to halogen bulbs, there aren't even a comparison. These are massively better. And even as we showed, compared to some other decent LED bulbs, these are improved. I think they've got a little better brightness and beam pattern compared to those other ones I had in here. So you will not be disappointed with these. If you tried the other ones and they were a little bit dim or they weren't projected out quite as good, these are an improvement over them. So check them out. If you found any value in this video, please consider subscribing to my channel. Hit the like button on the video. Thanks for watching. Adios.